And you know, all kind of shit be going on with me. You know, people be fucking with me, right? So a guy came to me, he said, "Look, Daddy, you think you know everything, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I bet you can't tell me where we go when we die." I said, "Yeah." I said, "She to the funeral home." Yeah, that's where the fuck we going when we die, to the funeral home. I don't know what else the dog was gonna go, you know. A person me asked me, like I said, crazy shit. They said, "Man, do you go to church?" I said, "Yeah, 7 days a week." They said, "You must really love church." I said, "No, I got to go to AA meetings." I just came from an AA meeting before I came down here tonight. Yeah, because you know, I was fucked up at one time. You know, I smoked crack for 29 years, yo. Yeah, I used to be 6'3". I smoked myself down to 5'2". Yeah, I really came up short on that one, though. But I've been sober, y'all. I just celebrated 9 years on my sobriety. So I don't smoke crack no more. I just lick it now. Yeah, every time she let me get down there, goddamn, I'm gonna lick it. Lick it and split. But I ain't afraid to do that shit. You know what? Well, y'all already know that I'm the oldest guy down here, right? Yeah, I turned 71 this year. June the 9th, I turned 71 years old, but you can't tell, huh? You thought I was Kirk Franklin? At a young age? But look, man, getting to be 71 years old was a good thing for me. You know, and they kept me, you know, I'm doing the comedy shit, trying to get my stuff going on. So I said, I got a few jokes that I've been working on. But anyway, I was at this club the other day, and an old lady pulled up on me. And the old lady said, "Young man, can you tell me why 88 is better than 69? I said, "Shit, I don't know." She said, "That mean I get 8 twice." I said, "Well, I don't eat on the first day." I told her, I said, "I'm 71 years old. Don't I got that sex appeal?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's how I do sex with a pill." I said, "Last week I took a Viagra, the damn thing I stuck in my throat. My damn neck was stiff for about 6 hours. Yeah. So me and my wife was riding down the street the other day, man, and she seen the spot where Mongolians used to be at. She said, "I remember when I first met you. You used to take me to these fancy restaurants where they made the food right in front of you. Said, we've been together now, you don't even take me there no more. That's why I want to go to tonight." I said, "For real?" She said, "Yeah." And she was mad as hell when I pulled up the subway. But anyway, I got home and I asked her for some sex. And she said, "Not right now, because my menopause will kick in." I said, "Bitch, just pause for a minute. This shit ain't gonna take long." But shit, men get menopause too, don't they? I don't know, you know, but I must have passed it because it ain't never hit me. How many of y'all got children in here? Woo! A few of them. Well, you know, I got my niece's children that I'm raising, and you know, right before school let out, the school called me. I had to go to the school about my little nephew because he was acting up in school. So when I get there, the teacher takes them to the classroom where they were working at. So the teacher was asking the student. She said, "Mikey, if you had 5 birds on the fence and shot one, how many birds would you have?" He said, "None, because the others would fly away." She said, "No, the answer would be 4, but I'm glad the way you think." So he said, "Ma'am, I have a question for you." He said, 3 ladies walking down the street eating ice cream. One licking, one biting, and one sucking. Which one is married? She kind of hesitated before she answered the answer. And she said, "Well, the one that was sucking." He said, "No, the one with the wedding ring, but I like the way you think." Yeah, reverse that shit right back on him. But yeah, so I go down to the other classroom, and my nephew down there, they doing some stuff. So there must have been a trend that they got going with the teacher that the kids the same kind of stuff. So she asked, said, "I want y'all to use the word fascinated in a sentence." So a girl raised her hand, and she said, "Well, I went down south this summer to see my grandfather, and on the farm he had sheep, and they were fascinating." She said, "No, I want you to use the word fascinating." So she called on another student, the young lady raised her hand. She said, "When I went to Vegas this year, my first time ever being out of town, and it was fascinating." The teacher said, "No, I want you to use the word fascinating." So a boy in the back was raising his hand, and she called on him. He said, "My Aunt Curly got a sweater with 10 buttons on it, but her titties are so big she can only fascinate me." And I'm working on like a lot of stuff going on, man. You know what? I feel good to be short. You know what I'm saying? My teeth in the teeth hospital again. So they got me now. Yeah, I ain't got nobody with teeth. They got me in the teeth hospital. I'm supposed to go and get them. They played me on that shit. They sent me a bill for, say I owe them $401. I said, well, shit, if I didn't know that, I would have kept my teeth in my mouth. So y'all know what happened to my teeth, really, don't y'all? I smoked them up. Oh yeah. I smoked them motherfuckers like a 20 rock. Smoked them one at a time. That's a crazy ass shit though. So, hey, what my ex crack smoking at? No, ain't no ex crack smoking down here. I'm the only one that ever smoked crack. Ain't nobody else ever smoked crack. Women, y'all ain't never smoked crack? Y'all electric crack? Or y'all just suck dick?
Not at all.
Oh, well, what you do? You gotta be doing. You got to be doing something.
Not at all.
Tell me some lies, make me stop thinking about the truth. Yeah, because I married some woman that I sucked pussy. I sucked my first pussy in 1976. Yeah, 1976. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't even say that because y'all wasn't even born around here, was y'all? But I did that shit. I went to get a bag of weed and two brothers in the floor doing each other, and I stepped in and they asked me to join in, and I joined in and been doing it ever since. But I'm gonna take y'all back to my time, and I did. How many of y'all did time in jail before? I remember 1979, and I went to the penitentiary in 1979. That was a crazy experience. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? When you get in the penitentiary, they take all your clothes, and here I am. I'm in line with my shit in my hand, and I turn around, this big tall motherfucker. All I see was this dick on the back of my head. I said, what the fuck going on here? You know what I'm saying? Because they spray you down, you know what I'm saying, when you get your clothes. I'm a little bitty motherfucker, you know? But shit, man, I did that shit. I did 6 months in that motherfucker. I got out, and the crazy shit is I got out, and they called me back 3 years later. 1979, they called me back in 83. Yeah, because I did some more stupid ass shit. But the penitentiary ain't no joke. You know what? Guys get in there and they talk all that type of shit. I found out they don't make no punk in the penitentiary. A motherfucker make a punk out of this cell. Trying to be tough. Yeah, but it's some crazy shit. Let me see what other new jokes that I got that I've been working on. I had like a lot of little stuff that be on my mind. But anyway, I was at Sam Silks one day. The girl was outside smoking weed. And I asked her, was she addicted? She said, man, I got 6 kids. I said, ain't that what the dick did? But evidently she was addicted to the dick. She got 6 kids, right? So I don't wear condoms no more. Yeah, because Black Lives Matter. Last time I wore a condom, I took it off. You can hear voices saying I can't breathe. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all how I became a comedian, y'all. I had this job working at a pickle factory, and I had this fantasy of sticking my thing in the pickle slicer. Yeah, I worked there for like about 5 or 6 years, and every day I would go in, I would look in, I had that fantasy of sticking my thing in the pickle slicer. I even called home and told my wife about it. She said, why would you want to do something like that? What if something happened to her? What am I going to do? I said, honey, it's just a fantasy. So y'all on my 8th year, I did it. Yeah, I stuck my thing in the pickle slicer. And I went home, I told my wife, I said, honey, I did it. She said, did what? I said, I stuck my thing in the pickle slicer. She said, what happened? I said, I got fired. She said, no, with the pickle slicer. I said, shit, she got fired too. Well, anyway, that's my time, y'all, man. Give it for the other time that's coming out there. Give it for the day. Hey, the daddy's funny, man.